Let me tell you something that nobody's teaching loud enough right now. You don't need more motivation. You need mastery. And not over the world, not over your enemies, not over circumstances you can't control, but over yourself. Because life doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you control. And if you want to elevate, if you want to step into greatness, you've got to learn how to control these 5 powerful forces: your mouth, your mind, your mood, your manner, and your money. These 5 M's, they shape your future. They either build your life or destroy it silently. So let's walk through each of them, one by one, like a warrior sharpening their tools. Let's start with the first M, mouth. Your mouth is a weapon, a builder, a mirror of your heart. Most people don't lose because of lack of opportunity. They lose because they speak defeat into their own lives before the battle even starts. You can't talk doubt all day and expect confidence to show up. You can't gossip about others and expect peace in your own spirit. You can't curse your day, your job, your relationships, and then ask God to bless it. Come on now. If you don't control your mouth will control your direction. Because your words are not empty, they're seeds. And every word you speak is building something, whether it's fear or faith, whether it's pressure or purpose, whether it's negativity or next-level thinking. So be careful what you say, because your life starts to echo it. Speak life into your goals. Speak discipline into your habits. Speak peace over your stress. Speak courage when fear starts whispering. And most of all, stop giving your energy to meaningless talk. You don't need to prove your point to people who aren't listening. You don't need to defend yourself in rooms you were never called to be in. Let your silence say what your mouth doesn't need to, because sometimes wisdom isn't in the words, it's in the restraint. Now let's move to the second M, mind. If your mind ain't right, your life ain't right. That's the truth. Your thoughts shape everything. You can't live a focused life with a chaotic mind. You can't build a future when your thoughts are stuck in the past. Some people wake up defeated, not because their life is falling apart, but because their thinking is. They rehearse failure. They replay disappointment. They magnify fear and minimize possibility. And you wonder why you feel heavy, why your dreams feel far away. It's because your mind is living in a world that doesn't align with where you're trying to go. You've got to rewire your thoughts before you can rebuild your life. Train your mind like a soldier. Feed it like a garden. Guard it like a treasure. You don't let just anything grow in your spirit. You filter what enters. Stop scrolling and comparing. Stop binging doubt. Start feeding it with truth, with vision, with discipline. Start telling your mind what to focus on, instead of letting your emotions hijack your thoughts. And remember, the mind is a battlefield. But the moment you decide to take authority over it, the game changes. Let's talk about the third M, mood. Now this one can silently sabotage everything if you're not careful. Because mood is powerful. Mood is invisible, but it moves everything around you. It affects how you speak, how you respond, how you show up when nobody's watching. Some people let their entire destiny hang on how they feel that morning. Let me tell you something. You are not your mood. You are not your temporary anger. You are not your stress. You are not your sadness. You are the master of your state, not the victim of it. You can't let a moment of frustration make you burn bridges that took years to build. You can't let 5 minutes of irritation ruin the next 5 hours of productivity. You can't let your feelings steer the wheel of your focus. That's how people stay stuck, waiting to feel motivated, waiting to feel ready, waiting until the mood is perfect. But listen, success doesn't ask how you feel. Your purpose doesn't care if you're tired. Discipline doesn't show up when you're excited. It shows up regardless. So stop letting your mood dictate your mission. Train yourself to show up no matter what. That's what separates the great from the average. Not talent, not money, emotional discipline. Now let's move to the fourth M, manner. How you carry yourself, how you speak to people, how you show up in rooms when nobody knows your name yet. Manner is about presence. Manner is about character. It's about being consistent whether people are clapping or not. See, some people are loud when they want something, but quiet when it's time to serve. Some show up when the cameras are on, but disappear when it's time to put in the work behind the scenes. Your manner speaks louder than your words ever will. How you do anything is how you do everything. You want to be respected? Walk with integrity. Talk with purpose. Treat every space like you belong, even if you're still becoming. That's how you attract favor. That's how doors open. Not because you begged, but because your manner already made the introduction. Stay humble, but not small. Be kind, but not soft. Move in silence, but with strength. And never forget, your manner is the signal that tells the world how serious you are, about your dream, about your growth, about your God-given calling. So carry yourself like you've already arrived, even if you're still on the way. Now let's hit the fifth M, money. Oh yeah, we're going there. Because money isn't just about finances, it's about freedom. And too many people let money control them instead of learning to control their money. Listen, if you don't master how you manage money, money will master you. You'll keep chasing it, keep stressing over it, keep needing it, begging for it, wasting it, until you learn to make it serve you. Money is a tool, not a god. It should work for your goals, not become the goal. You can't talk about legacy and ignore financial literacy. You can't talk about freedom and be buried in debt. You can't talk about purpose while living paycheck to paycheck because of poor habits and emotional spending. Budget your money. Invest wisely. Stop spending to impress and start building to progress. You don't need every new thing. You need long-term discipline. That's how wealth is built. That's how options are created. That's how you stop surviving and start thriving. And don't get it twisted. This isn't about becoming greedy or obsessed with riches. This is about stewardship. This is about being the kind of person who could do more if they had more. Not just for yourself, but for your family, for your future, for your community, for the people who need what only you can give. Once you're financially free enough to move without limits. Now that you understand the 5 M's, mouth, mind, mood, manner, money, you've got to realize something bigger. They're not separate. They're connected. They feed each other. If you lose control of one, the others follow. Speak recklessly, your mind becomes noisy. Let your mind spiral, your mood collapses. Let your emotions run wild, your manner gets sloppy. Lose discipline in your behavior, your money disappears. It's all a cycle, and either you run it or it runs you. That's why this isn't about surface-level fixes. This is about foundation. It's about mastery. If you truly want to rise, if you truly want to build something eternal, you've got to stop hoping for change and start commanding your life from the inside out. You have to become the type of person who doesn't just react to life. You respond with wisdom, with patience, with fire when needed, and silence when powerful. Because you can't say you want peace while you let your mouth stir chaos. You can't say you want greatness while your mind is cluttered with fear. You can't say you want purpose while your mood flips based on the weather. You can't say you want influence while your manner is reckless. You can't say you want freedom while your money is enslaved to poor habits. So control the 5 M's, or they'll control you. And don't think for a second that this happens overnight. No, this is a daily thing, A quiet decision you make every morning when no one's watching. A choice to show up. A choice to slow down and respond instead of react. A choice to pause before you speak. A choice to think higher thoughts. A choice to guard your energy. A choice to carry yourself like you were built for something greater. A choice to save instead of spend. A choice to delay gratification so you can build a future that lasts. And don't expect everyone to understand it either. People will mock your discipline. They'll say you're doing too much. They'll ask why you're not just enjoying life. But what they don't understand is this. You're not building for now. You're building for next. You're building for the version of you that's still in the dark, waiting to be awakened. You're building for the family you want to bless, the community you want to change, the name you want to leave behind long after you're gone. So stop looking around for approval and start looking within for alignment. The real you, the focused, powerful, grounded you, is on the other side of mastering these 5 M's. This isn't a trend. This isn't a TikTok tip. This is life mastery. This is you finally taking the wheel. Finally realizing you don't need more hours in the day. You need more ownership over the hours you already have. You don't need a better job. You need a better relationship with your mind, your mood, and your money. You don't need to be more liked. You need to be more locked in. Because once you control the mouth, the mind, the mood, the manner, and the money, you become untouchable, unshakable, unstoppable. Now let's take this higher. Because all this control, all this discipline, it means nothing if you don't execute. All the books you read, all the videos you watch, all the inspiration you collect, it's all background noise unless you apply it. Mastery without movement is a waste. You got to take all 5 M's and use them like weapons in the real world. Because life is happening right now, not next week, not when things are easier. Now let your mouth speak with purpose. Let your mind think with power. Let your mood stay grounded. Let your manner carry respect. Let your money serve your vision. And then, walk, move, go. You see, there are 2 types of people. Those who talk about what they could have been, and those who become it. The ones who complain that life didn't give them the tools, and the ones who sharpened what they had. So I ask you, which one are you? Because this life, it's a test, and your discipline is the answer key. Stop blaming your childhood. Stop blaming your environment. Stop blaming who didn't believe in you. At some point, you've got to say, enough. I control me now. And you won't be perfect. That's not the goal. You'll slip. You'll speak when you should have stayed silent. You'll think low thoughts. You'll let emotions hijack your day. You'll buy something dumb. You'll stumble. But you don't quit. You realign. You recenter. You recommit. Because this life, it doesn't reward perfection. It rewards persistence. Let every failure train you, not shame you. Let every no fuel your next move. Let every detour sharpen your focus. And above all, let your life become the proof. Not your tweets, not your posts, your life. Let how you move in silence speak louder than their applause ever could. And when it gets hard, and it will, remember this. The version of you who controls these 5 M's is already inside you. Not in a book, not in a course, not in someone else's approval. It's in you, waiting, watching, ready. You just have to decide that today is the day you stop being managed by emotion and start being led by principle. Because when the world tries to shake you, your mouth stays disciplined. When negativity knocks, your mind stays elevated. When life hits hard, your mood stays grounded. When people test you, your manner stays consistent. And when you get that paycheck, your money moves with purpose, not impulse. That's what control looks like. That's what leadership looks like. That's what rising looks like. Let's take this all the way now, because this is bigger than just personal control. It's about building a life that can't be shaken. A life where storms may come, critics may talk, setbacks may hit, but you remain anchored. And that anchor? It's built on how you manage the 5 M's. That anchor is you showing up for yourself every single day, when no one's clapping, when no one's calling, when nobody believes but you. Because here's the truth. People don't get to define who you are. They don't live with your consequences. They don't carry your burdens. So why should they carry your permission? Control your mouth, because you don't need to speak on everything. Control your mind, because not every thought deserves to take root. Control your mood, because peace is a strategy, not a luxury. Control your manner, because how you walk in matters more than how loud you scream. And control your money, because freedom isn't found in riches, it's found in responsibility. And when you do all that, when you start moving from that place of power, not panic, you begin to build a life that doesn't bend every time the pressure rises. You start walking with a different posture. You stop chasing applause and start walking in assignment. You start seeing setbacks as setups. You stop being led by fear and start being fueled by faith. And listen to me, you don't need to be the loudest in the room. You just need to be the most disciplined. Because discipline, that's louder than any speech. That's louder than motivation. That's louder than talent. And when you walk like that, when you live like that, you become unshakable. Not perfect, unshakable. Not famous, unshakable. Not better than anyone, just better than you used to be. That's the game. That's the mission. That's the code you live by. Let's bring this full circle now. Because when you learn to control the 5 M's, you're not just changing your life. You're changing the lives of everybody who comes after you. You're setting a new tone for generations. You're ending cycles. You're breaking patterns. You're rewriting the rules that limited your bloodline. You're becoming what your younger self needed and what your future self deserves. Think about it. How many people never taught you how to manage your mind, how to control your mouth, how to carry yourself with consistency, how to build and protect wealth, how to guard your peace like it's gold? So you grew up reacting instead of responding, spending instead of saving, pleasing instead of protecting. And now you're here, finally aware, finally awake, finally positioned to shift everything. And that shift, that responsibility, that mantle on your shoulders, it's not small, but you were built for it, because someone has to be the one who says, "This ends with me." The confusion ends here. The financial struggle ends here. The lack of emotional control ends here. The playing small ends here. The fear-driven life ends here. You don't need to be rich to pass down power. You just need to be rooted. You just need to be someone who knows what you stand for. Someone who knows what matters more than noise. Someone who understands that controlling your world doesn't mean controlling others. It means mastering yourself first. And when you do that, you become a leader in the truest sense. Not a leader who dominates people, but one who elevates them just by the way you live, just by the way you hold your peace when everyone else is losing theirs, just by the way you keep your promises to yourself when it would have been easier to quit, just by the way you walk into a room and shift the energy without saying a word, because your manner already speaks for you, your mind is clear, your mood is steady, your mouth is disciplined, and your money moves with meaning. That's how you lead your life. That's how you lead your family. That's how you build legacy. This is the moment where you stop waiting for someone to come save you and realize you are the one. You are the standard now. Not because you're perfect, not because you've arrived, but because you made the decision most won't make. You chose control over chaos. growth over gossip, responsibility over reaction. And once you choose that, you don't go back. From now on, when people see you, they'll see discipline walking. When they hear you, they'll hear clarity speaking. When they're around you, they'll feel peace moving. Because when you control the 5 M's, your mouth, mind, mood, manner, and money, you become a force. You become someone that storms don't scare, that setbacks don't shake, that distractions can't detour. You become dangerous to limitation. Because you're not led by ego, you're led by principle. You're not chasing trends, you're chasing truth. You're not performing for people, you're positioned by purpose. And that kind of person, that kind of mindset, it doesn't need to shout. It moves different. It walks with depth. It carries quiet power. It leads silently, but leads completely. It doesn't just survive, it builds. It builds something unbreakable, a mindset, a legacy, a blueprint. You think you need a title to lead? Number. You just need alignment. You just need to be the kind of person who honors the gift of a new day by walking in purpose, not pressure. You think the world is looking for loud leaders? Number. It's looking for solid ones who don't crumble when life throws curveballs, ones who don't fold when things go quiet, ones who still move when the crowd disappears. So be that person, be that leader, be that example, be that standard, because at the end of the day, no one can control your mouth but you. No one can manage your mind but you. No one can direct your mood but you. No one can refine your manner but you. And no one can multiply your money but you. This life is your shot. Don't give your power away to habits that destroy you. Don't wait for a sign. You are the sign. Don't look for a savior. You are the start. So today, choose differently. Speak with wisdom. Think with clarity. Feel with purpose. Walk with honor. And build with discipline. Because once you control these 5 M's, there's no version of life where you don't win. Let me leave you with this final charge. Don't just talk about discipline, live it. Don't just post about growth, be it. Don't just preach control, practice it. Because the world is tired of surface-level success stories. What the world needs now is real leaders, real examples, real discipline in action. You want to control the 5 M's? Then your daily habits better reflect that. Not just when people are watching, but when no one's watching. When it's 5 a.m. and your alarm goes off, what do? When that disrespect hits your ears, how do you speak? When your thoughts are spiraling, do you catch them or let them take over? When someone disrespects you, do you return fire or do you rise above? See, anybody can act strong for a moment, but only the grounded can stay strong for a lifetime. This is about mastery, and mastery isn't loud. It's not flashy. It's not desperate for attention. It's focused. It's consistent. It's forged in silence, built in discipline, strengthened in isolation. And it's proven not by what you say, but by what you do every single day, when nobody claps, when no one reposts, when nobody validates you. You don't need approval to be solid. You don't need applause to be powerful. You don't need a title to walk in truth. And one day, mark my words, you'll look back and thank yourself for choosing to rise, for choosing control, for mastering your emotions instead of being mastered by them, for walking with integrity when it was easier to fold, for choosing structure over chaos, peace over pressure, purpose over popularity. Because at the end of your life, the question won't be how much did you collect? It'll be how much did you control? How well did you manage what you were given? Not just the money, but the mouth, the mind, the mood, the manner. Did you lead them, or did they lead you? And if you can say, I led myself well, then you didn't just win, you lived well. So now, go do what you were born to do, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, because greatness doesn't wait, discipline doesn't wait, destiny doesn't wait. And if you want a life you can be proud of, you can't wait either. If you made it this far, drop 100 in the comments, so I know you're part of the 1% who's serious about growth.